longer than we thought we would. I think it went 45 minutes, and I believe we might stick to that same format today. But there's so much to update on, we can go much longer. So we have a lot of interesting news for you today. We're going to talk about some partnerships, our new utility features, what's next, new use cases. We'll answer questions. So there's a whole lot to talk about. So thanks for following with us. As always, we want you to participate, get ready for your own self-service twins, get ready for all the excitement that's happening. Register and go to Twin Protocol and start to build your own vault. Some of the things we talked about last week. So Stacey, you want to tell everybody a little bit about what to expect on the call today?
For sure. So, we want to kick it off with amplifying a partnership that we actually announced September of last year. So this has been a lot in the works when we were at the Breathe conference. Imagine. And it's the partnership with Sophiaverse. So Sophia, the robot, the world's most advanced and beloved humanoid robot. Bill and I have worked with her and her team for many years now. And the whole partnership is about bringing AI and blockchain solutions to life for users. So I want us to dig into that partnership because there's a lot of exciting utility and just ways that users are going to be able to utilize and learn and interact with some characters that they love as well. And Bill, you've been really instrumental in that partnership. So can you say a little bit about Sophiaverse and Sentience?
Yeah, you bet. Like you said, it's been a long time coming since we announced the partnership. And both projects have come such a long ways since that time. And Sophiaverse has some exciting products that it's releasing soon. I'll let them announce like the whole bulk of those. But one product that's coming out that we're integrated with, kind of lockstep with, is the Sentience Wallet. And the Sentience Wallet is an AI wallet that's designed to allow people to log into Web 2, Web 3 applications. But instead of just signing a user agreement that just gives away a irrevocable perpetual license to our data, we keep it. Now, the exciting thing about this project is they're working diligently at Sophiaverse to spread the Sentience Wallet across the entire Singularity Net ecosystem, extending to the ASI ecosystem. As many of you know, it's a significant ecosystem, one of the top three from a value standpoint tokens in the world for AI, decentralized AI, and a real world leader with a lot of exciting things. So what happens when somebody signs in with the Sentience Wallet, which would be like signing in with Google, sign in with Facebook, sign in with Sentience, is it allows people to log into a Web 2 or Web 3 application and store a lot of the digital assets that might be used in that application, but also retain training data. So the SDK and APIs will pull data back from the applications we use, unlike like OpenAI, where you can have prompts and streams, but they're there and they said they're using your data. And now you can keep the data for yourself. So the Twin Vault backs that transaction. So Twin is embedded inside of everything that's happening there with the Sentience Wallet for this particular app. And there's some exciting things happening there. We have a link to the standard LLMs that you might know with characters up front, like Sophia, that basically ask you what your prompt is. They return the prompt to you, and that data goes to your Twin Vault. So you can think about your entire history of using LLMs now through this partnership would be stored in your Twin Vault. And this is one of the key thing about this is one of the things we found outside of subject matter experts, authors, thought leaders, bloggers, vloggers, the world's not ready yet to bring their brain into their vault. And Stacey, as we've talked about over and over again, and we firmly believe, this human to AI communication and AI to AI communication movement, which is completely new, is important and is only going to be effective for you, meaning the people watching this, if your Twin Vault is trained. Your AI needs to know what to say on your behalf. So this Sentience Wallet and Sophiaverse partnership and integration, we're super thrilled. It's going to allow the entire network across the Sophia network and Singularity Net and ASI to basically use applications that they use every day and take that data and go right to the Twin Vault. So if you don't have data today, here it is. It's going to come through this application. You can do the regular things that you're doing to train your vault, upload documents, keep a daily diary. We're working on some exciting features we've talked about, like ingesting your social profiles. But this one allows you to just do what you do, use apps, and bring that back to the Twin Vault. So we'll be releasing this soon. There's alpha versions that are being tested, and there's some announcements that are happening. So we're excited about it.
Yeah, and there'll be some announcements this week and some teasers because we have been working on Sophia's AI twin, which some of the community, particularly SingularityNet and ASI, have asked us questions regarding Sophia, other partnerships inside of that ecosystem that we're very thrilled to be a part of. So I love what you highlighted here, which is we're making it very simple and in some ways very seamless to train your twin, which is one of the top questions we get, which is how do I train my twin? So how do I train my twin? I train my twin by using my twin ID logins and the partnerships that we're launching, logging into software you're already using. So that's the goal. Our goal is to really build an ecosystem that makes it an easy process for everyone. And just being in learning and leadership development most of my career, I love the insights. I think it will be surprising to people what they learn about themselves as they log in and as this data comes through your vault and you're curating and deciding what to use or what not to use. So we're very excited about that seamless integration, and also Sophia's AI twin and other AI twins related to the Sophiaverse and sentience, because there will be companions, right? It's allowing some interfaces that you're familiar with to just have fun experiences as you search and use AI to do things that you need to do in your everyday life.
Yeah, interfaces here is the apps you use. So the Twin Vault is in this partnership. It's the beginning of being able to do what you do today and use the apps you use and build your Twin Vault. So that's a really exciting proposition. Also, what this partnership is also exemplifying is we're bringing in SingularityNet algorithms. And also there's a new version of the Ben Goertzel twin that's coming with SingularityNet AI. We're talking neural nets, neural symbolic. So we're not building the AI from scratch here. We're borrowing the AI and leveraging the open source AI from SingularityNet to really make these interactions intelligent. And this also happens in this partnership.
I love it. And it's been something that we've quickly brought to life. So it's just the space is moving so fast, and the goal is to continually plug in to the best AIs, the best interfaces. So that's the news you're going to hear a lot. And welcome. I see some comments about you being excited to learn more about Twin today. It's a great day to learn about Twin. It's a great day to answer any of your questions. So just a reminder, if you have any, please put them in and we'll make sure to get to them in that section.
Yeah, I think, Stacey, where we're going to go from here is we've had some new utility that we've launched this week, and we plan to do that regularly, if not weekly, is continue to give our users and the users of the Twin token and Twin points the ability to leverage their Twin, grow their Twin, and really take part in this $15 trillion of new AI that is coming into the economy. Do you want to talk a little bit about the Twin releases this week?
For sure. So the big one is if you are a Twin token holder, you can immediately connect your wallet and convert to points to interact with Twins. So that's very exciting just from the standpoint of, and there's incentive for you to do that because it's really helping fuel the chain and the ecosystem and you being part of the larger piece. So that was the key feature that was launched there. And it's really on the journey of how you can become more and more involved if you're a Twin token holder. So one of the things we're excited about, and I'm going kind of to the now what, but that we're working towards, is that when you have Twin tokens, you'll be able to essentially have a membership component that allows you to unlock certain things with your Twin early. So that's a feature, like some of those features the team's very excited to be releasing. So that's just a plug that if you want to invest in your Twin, you can get tokens.
Yeah, you can go today. You can go to twinprotocol.com, create an account, click on My Twin, and there's a button for you to press. It tells you the number of tokens that you'll need to have in your wallet to get this early access. And we have a flood. We have use cases we're going to tell you about in a minute, and a flood of thought leaders, subject matter experts, bloggers, vloggers, celebrities that their twins are coming. So I highly recommend you get in the front of that line. It's a little bit like buying the Tesla first and getting it first, because we'll have so much capacity. Furthermore, when you sign up and register your twin early, you're going to be part of special learning sessions and classes where we teach you everything we've learned about creating a twin. And the ultimate goal, one of the ultimate goals, is yes, you can leave memories for your loved ones. Yes, you can be a subject matter expert. Yes, you can remember the things for yourself that you need to know about your business or your life. Yes, but also you'll be able to create your twin, release it to the world, and make money with that twin and be paid with the twin token. So you want to be early in that so you get all of the best ideas and access.
I love that, Bill. And yes, because our vision is to better the world through knowledge sharing, wisdom sharing, we know that that financial component is really important to people. And at the end of the day, most of us realize that the time money equation, working with your time and billing with your time, that's not scalable. That's not the age of AI now. So this is a tool that you can get into very easily, create your account, and start to scale your knowledge and the value that you're creating through it. So yes, we definitely want the early groups and adopters to be with us in this journey, and we'll be giving very special treatments to that group. So, and we already are. So you can, at twinprotocol.com, if you set up an account, you'll be getting, we're actually launching a new education campaign, and you'll learn a lot more through email and through the platform around what's in store in the next coming months for that journey.
Yeah. I'd also state that by being early and being a partner and getting started, there's only so much today we can handle with custom partnerships. So we have partnerships in play with large communities, medical centers. We'll talk about this with some of our utility industry leaders. And we're very selectively taking those on and starting to roll those out. I was at the Tokenize conference last week in Las Vegas, and we were able to show our I Am Infinite implementation, where we're ingesting wearable data and having twins give real-time feedback on your health. Your heart rate was this, let's do a breathing exercise. Your stress was this, here's what you need to do. And a whole ecosystem around that. So there's partnerships. By signing up early and being a part of it, then we'll help to prioritize you and your community so that you can bring those people in first into the twin ecosystem.
Yes. And hi, Suzanne, to your question. If you go to twinprotocol.com, just sign up and you'll be automatically on the wait list, because right now we have the early adopter group as anyone in our database. So, and that's over, it's like a 5-figure list right now. So we're going to maybe be cutting it off soon, just from the standpoint of making sure as we release these new features and we do the full force, like what we're calling self-service, like you'll be able to train your twin. We want to make sure that that experience is really good and we learn from all of you.
Yeah, so just to reiterate again, go to Twin Protocol, sign up, you'll log in, you'll see a limited showroom of twins we have now. The goal there is to show you what's possible with a twin. You can certainly go to digitaldepok.ai to see what's possible if you happen to have 97 books, which in that case we've ingested. But if you want to see kind of celebrity twins and Stacey's twin and my twin, log in, look at the showroom, but then also go to my twin. And if you have a certain number of twin tokens in your wallet, you press the button, you sign up, you get priority. And that's how you can sign up to be an early adopter. Furthermore, if you're really interested, you have a use case that you're super excited about, you've heard what we're doing, and you're saying, I can do that too, I can bring a whole community, then contact Stacey or I, because we are building custom implementations now. We talked about the wearable one we're implementing. We have a large device manufacturer we're integrating with, multiple communities, and we're being very selective because we're customizing the twin education. We have a guy, a gentleman named Curtis on board who worked with our teams to customize each implementation, brings the ingested training data in, and builds a twin for you. This will transition into self-service twins where you do it all yourself with SOPs and standard operating procedures and best practices. But if you have a good idea today, we need to know about it, then contact Stacey or I directly.
Absolutely. Thanks for saying that, Bill, because the vision is really, as we're launching API and SDK, that we're giving tools, and over time, the technical community and non-technical can use our tools to do these implementations. So we're wanting to have a good bench of possibilities and to show these use cases, which we can get into some of the use cases we're really excited about.
Yeah. Well, so we're being very tactical with this, but we're talking to multiple medical clinics now, and in implementation for front end, converse with the doctor, converse with the clinic on what they do, what their procedures are, what the process is. Eventually that'll lead to post and pre-op twin conversations, and then, understanding your history and all that. We're actually working with some partners today. We're not trying to build every app in the world for twins. One day when we're a decacorn, well, maybe we'll do that. But right now we're just working with partners to build vertical specific twins that have functionality for doctors' offices and the like. Stacey, you've been talking to some doctors lately in medical clinics about that. You want to add anything?
Yes. Well, just to make this really real for people, I think it's great to put yourself in whatever patient experience you've had recently. Being asked questions, to fill out forms multiple times, etc. Imagine just having that intake through a conversation with a twin, whether that's the twin of your doctor or the twin of a customer support, patient support person. That's, the minutia and the amount of paperwork that still needs to occur within the medical realm is something that can just be tackled so quickly with AI and make it a better patient experience. So, every doctor, every medical professional, and clinic experience person wants to utilize AI to cut the time that people are doing basically data entry and try to make it a much better experience for the patients. So that's, square one, because we have talked about holograms and all of these amazing experiences that can be created through more personalized experiences. But square one, how do we reduce some of the time loss and make sure that we can spend more time with patients? So that's really when we look at the medical implementation, I think the easiest and lowest hanging fruit.
It's a great implementation. Doctors are really excited about it. I just want to remind that whether it's a fiat transaction or a token transaction, the twin blockchain token transaction is happening on the back end regardless. Our name is Twin Protocol. And by a protocol being behind the scenes and operating this off any front end, be it a website, an app, a partner, an SDK, an API, the twin token's being used because these are blockchain transactions, and we're all about personal decentralized AI. In this case, AI for the clinic, decentralized. AI for the doctors, decentralized. AI for the users, patients, decentralized, all building the Twin Vault. Why? The reason is we're building our Twin Vault so our AI can communicate on our behalf with other AIs or even other humans. If your AI needs to communicate something with the doctor in the future, your doctor may have a new technique, a new therapy that could be valid to you that the Twin Protocol will be able to have your vault communicate with, and in advance. You don't have to guess. You don't have to wait for your annual checkup. This is a very specific use case, and we'll talk about others. Mm-hmm. But these blockchain, immutable record, vault transactions that you own, you curate, you group, you permission, this is what Twin Protocol is about. So any front end, robot, hologram, telegram, right, API, SDK, we're agnostic to that. Yes, we have some exciting avatars coming out. Yes, we have some exciting partnerships coming out, but your Twin Vault will be pervasive.
Well, and what excites me just on a personal level, because I know we've talked about the fact that I'm 8 months pregnant, so that means that you go to more doctor's appointments for those of you who have never been pregnant before. And I remember there were 3 or 4 questions regarding vaccine history or some history where I immediately was like, I wish I had my medical records, which this will be soon, but all of that data inside of my vault. So I could have just asked versus like actually finding the records takes a lot of time still. I mean, I think that's where when we're talking in the wild about twin, sometimes people will be like, it feels just so far away because we can't, connect to a Zoom well, or just talking about some technology issues that we're having. Like searching large databases takes a lot of time still, like when you think about the medical implementation. So yeah, I was in that doctor's office and there was a lot of searching, and I'm like, I wish I could have just had my twin vault and I could have asked it and queried it, which is coming very soon. So
Well, going back to the beginning of the conversation, one of the things with Sign In with Sentience, which is a Sophiaverse project that's going to be so useful, is when you sign in with Sentience, the data of your choice comes back to your twin vault. You own that data. It's blockchain based. It's not on a centralized server, which they can. On centralized servers, they can access your data. Most of us have signed user agreements that say we have access whenever we want. Yep. It's not like that. The apps now are going to pull into, whether it's a medical app or it's a fun app, or it's an app with your family or your calendar or your schedule or your social, all that data now comes back to your twin vault and represents you. What do you do then? You then curate that data inside of the twin vault. You get out the stuff you don't want. You answer questions that somebody asked your twin, could be your son, your cousin, your customer, whatever the case may be. This could be a twin for your community where people are asking questions and your twin literally says, our twin says, I'm not trained for that. Please ask another question. So basically you'll be able to answer those questions. And the journey is Stacey's really continued to push that journey word, and I love it. This is a journey about your AI and getting you ready for getting all of us. When I say you, I mean us too. Getting us all ready for AI of the future where we can participate. $15 trillion of new productivity is coming to the world. You know what the internet brought in its first 6 years? About 2 trillion. So you're talking about something that's 7 times as big as the internet from a value standpoint. And those are numbers that I adjusted for inflation. I did the research on this. So we can all take advantage. Train your twin. We'll talk about the virtual assistant twin in a second. I think I'll go into like the different types of things you could train.
Totally. And using that, I like sharing that personal example with my medical, because obviously if I have that in my twin vault, I'm not going to make that publicly available. I mean, I guess some people could, and it does unleash a lot of interesting things about some people. I mean, if you wanted a trainer to have it or certain people, but that permissioning is really important. And those security, making sure that we're that safe and secure place for you is where we're really driven.
Yeah, Stacey, I'd love for you actually to talk about that. You've been a proponent as a mom, of course, I'm a dad, and as a mom, and being in the field with, concerned parents with technology, and technology is pervasive for kids. Just recently, AI has triggered a lot of incidents that have happened. So you've been really instrumental in pushing to the front of our roadmap a lot of the security features that are coming. So it's kind of a what's next thing, but this is part of the self-service twin release coming in the coming weeks. You want to talk about that a little bit?
For sure. I mean, I'm very, very passionate about it. We can't say that we're building beneficial AI if we're not protecting people with what's being built. I think the old models of let's build something and then see what happens is irresponsible with tech. Like, we know a lot that has happened in the last 25 years with internet products, with that form of communication being unleashed. So I definitely feel we have a social responsibility, and parents with technology. I mean, I'm navigating it. My son's 3, so it's a little early. I'm learning a lot from people who are navigating, the 5, 6, 7 like devices in schools, devices with education, what time frame. There's so much. So there's going to be more partnerships and things to discuss with this community. But when I think about what's super critical, it's us having very clear KYC, so know your customer. So there is identification and ensuring that when someone's using Twin Protocol, that they have the rights to the data that they're using in their vaults, as well as there's some protections so that people are not creating twins of other people. The other component is when virtual people, or for instance, think about our logo, Robo Twin. We're working on the twin. So if you see our logo, it has half human, half robot. We call it Robo Twin. We're going to create a character with that. And someone has to be responsible from like a KYC perspective of what happens with Robo Twin. So there's the identification and security from the standpoint of how we're onboarding and ensuring that essentially benevolent intentions are there. And then the other big thing is minor policy. Just given the fact that a lot of this technology is new and there are amazing tools, we want to make sure that we're putting specific frameworks in place that help parents monitor and have basically custodial components to twins that are created with minors. So a lot more to come there, because this is it's a hot topic. We get asked a lot of questions regarding security and permissions. But yes, I'm very passionate, and so is the team. Most of our team, all of our team are aunts, uncles, parents, caregivers, and the vulnerable and people who are not as involved in the tech need to be protected is essentially my stance.
Yeah, just a little bit of insights. What we're calling self-service twins, which is just part of you just create your twin. And your journey is to create a twin, get your ID, sign up in advance, but eventually self-service twins is what we're calling that part of the journey. We've been very meticulous about, we're not just launching self-service twins into the wild. Companies that have raised $100 million on the equity side have done that. And now they're hit with big time lawsuits. So we want to be very careful about the people that sign up for twin and have the blue check mark, quote unquote, twin ID, are the people they say they are. So we've been very meticulous, and Stacey leading the way here about the KYC necessary to self-service your twin. So what are we doing in the interim? We're curating twins. We're curating twins of thought leaders. We want to show you what's possible. Last week we talked a little bit about Cool in the Gang, Mohammed Moretta, who's part of the business team at Cool in the Gang, and then also their first lady twin. All are curated. Robert Cool Bell curated his twin. You can go in the showcase, talk to him. Mohammed Moretta, part of the business side at Cool in the Gang, you can talk to him. First lady, that is their character that represents for them how they want to create gender equality in the world with that. And there's a lot of different thought leaders going into that. So we've curated those twins. We're getting to self-service. Then you need big time KYC, and that's what we're doing now. So that's a little bit of the history behind, well, why can't I create my twin today? I want to make sure it's right. It represents.
We want to make sure it's right. And then just tactically too, which everyone will see this more and more with AI products, watermarking, ways to ensure that people know what is AI and what's not. That those are other feature sets that you'll be seeing with Twin Protocol, and we're partnering with companies and the best of the best to ensure that it's really easy and seamless. And at the end of the day, we need to know if something is AI or not, which that always comes up. People, I think we got that question again. How do we know if this isn't our AI twins? We are going to bring our twins onto the show soon. And we have multiple versions too, right? So we have our cartoon versions, our photorealistic versions. When you go to the showroom, you'll experience the audio versions. So just our voice, and you can basically have a conversation if you haven't experienced the platform where it's voice to voice. So you just take out your microphone and you could have a conversation with Bill or myself, AI twin.
Yeah, and what's next? We hadn't talked about this yet, but we're very excited is our alliance with D-ID. So D-ID is one of the leading avatar platforms. They have both photorealistic and 2D cartoony type avatars that you can create with your twin. We've already selectively released that out. You can see Stacey has a show every week. I have a show every week where I use multiple avatar companies for that show. So we're allowing individuals on the back end now to create media with their twins. You're able to use your twin, leverage your twin at a very reasonable price, fraction of what you could do with other services, because we're tied into them with volume and we're great partners with them. And they really like where we're going. So very shortly, you'll be able to, as part of your journey, create media with your twin. For me, for example, I run the AI on the Rise show that you can see on my LinkedIn, but I have personally 4 other shows coming. Stacey's expanding her shows. These are different market segments. We talked about Stacey's journey as a mom, especially with the new one that's coming soon. So you'll start to see shows along those lines. You can create your own show. And that can bring you, we talked about this before, a lot of the world are introverts. They want to create a show, but they really are deathly scared about putting themselves. Your twin can do it for you. So there's so many different benefits that come in your twin journey. You sign up, you create media with your twin, you train your twin, you release your twin to your family, to your loved ones, to the world, and then the world can then say, great information. Let's pay you twin tokens for that information. We're already there. So a little bit of the journey, Stacey. I don't know if you want to expand
Totally.
on that.
Well, I'm excited just personally with the mom journey and parents, and just on the topic we just discussed, being able to create more resources for parents and families and caregivers to be ahead of the AI. Like at the end of the day, we want AI readiness to support you so you can quickly use AI in a fun and simple way. So yes, more shows. And also as we release more APIs, you'd be able to connect very easily your twin to some social media, your website, a blog. I know many people who have courses and have thought leadership that they want to offer. And particularly if someone messages you saying, can I pick your brain? Depending on who it is or what the price point is, you could say, well, sure, maybe in a month you could in person with me, or you could access my AI twin immediately.
Yeah.
So I think those are just very material, simple ways to make it real.
Yeah, and mind you, if you've got a big data set now of training data, because that's really what we're talking about now is training data, training your twin, is that we already have the subscription services set up. So we're launching twins that are subscription-based, pay with the twin token, or convert that to twin points, or use fiat. Twin token powers any transaction that happens. We will work with you to curate a twin for you and create a twin for you that is subscription-based. We're already offering those to the world. So we have people that are creating twins, how to be involved with AI for non-technical people. So they're off and running with that. We have, like we talked about, authors that have books that now can talk to people in dozens of different languages available as well. We have some select languages rolled out for them, but it gives this global capability as well. So if you've got a good idea, we will talk to you about curating that now, even in advance of the self-service twin journey that's coming up.
Love that. Well, and do you want to get into the virtual assistant? Because most people really want more assistance, which is a topic that I discuss a lot with working parents as well.
Yeah, sure. So we've talked about curating twins for celebrities and thought leaders. We talked about your self-service twins, but we also want to revolutionize industry. So one industry that we personally use is offshore assistants. We have some wonderful people. Matter of fact, shout out to Christian, who is one of our assistants that helps organize this every single week and does a great job. And we're building virtual assistants, twins. So what that means is, so the offshore assistant world where people are hiring people to do the basics for them, take notes, translate this, make this deck. We're giving that whole industry of millions of people a twin that accents them. So when they do a meeting with their client, that data will go into the twin and the client can access the twin and go, what did we talk about a week ago? Where's the status of this project? And we're actually launching that the week after next. So we're not only looking, and this is going to be not valuable, not only for the client who now has all their training data from all their meetings in one place, curated by them, working with their assistant, but think about the differentiators for the millions of virtual assistants there who work behind the scenes for agencies where they're underpaid. Now they can contact a client and go, I'm bringing me and a twin of our meetings so that you have a permanent blockchain-based record of everything we talked about. The client can then train their own twin from that knowledge, building their own twin database. The virtual assistant now has a complete differentiator in the market because it's not just them taking notes, it's in perpetuity notes on the blockchain. So we're really excited about innovating industry. That's one we use and we leverage. We have a team around like on 5 continents. We leverage a lot of the team offshore. We're already taking our meetings, putting that into a twin, and now we're releasing this as an industry product for subscription, not only for VAs around the world, but also their clients. So we're really excited about that. One person, and the questions I see here said, let us know what gets you hyped. For me, it's now seeing the ideas that come in from our own staff. Like this was a virtual assistant we used who said, I really think, number one, we should do a twin for introverts, which I mentioned because they are. And then number two, why don't we do a virtual assistant twin where we take the technology, back an existing virtual assistant with it, and have this perpetual record for clients? I'm excited about all these use cases that are coming in to help people, Stacey, and this is one of them.
Me too. I mean, once again, low hanging fruit on meeting notes, etc. Our assistant team and support team do so much more than the admin, like those tasks. So the easier it is for them to get those tasks off their plate and focus on bigger things. We're all growing, we're all learning, and yeah, it's very exciting. And I love the innovation from within. It's seeing problems that are acute and real on a daily basis and using the technology to solve them, versus some companies that we see that are creating really cool stuff and then trying to find the problem or challenge.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're very focused on this practical use. How can we help people with AI?
And questions that we get sometimes, like, well, why don't I just go to AI directly for this? The world isn't there yet, right? We're still in the era of AI, human to AI communication, because a lot of people aren't technically proficient. Now they can work with a virtual assistant backed with a twin and get the best of both worlds. They're getting the service at the rates and the quality that they want, and then they're getting somebody to build their twin for them. So it's like an assistant of a twin, and vice versa. So we really understand that the human to AI communication, which is humans training your own twin vault, will allow you to then go AI to human communication, your twin everywhere, talking to everybody in multiple languages, curated, group, permissioned by you. And then your AI talks on your behalf to other AIs, getting what you want in the world, doing transactions. And this human in the loop to start it is really important. So I'm excited about that part of the project, where we now have teams of people and an industry that we're working to draft to help people create their vaults.
Yes. I mean, I think that at the end of the day is how some people will create their twins. They will want an assistant to help them, and we're going to be able to support that and offer that.
Mm-hmm. That's right. And part of the service line that's being a derivative of this outside the company is there's teams of people that'll be there for you to help do that with the twin, and know how to use it, and know how to ingest your data, group it, permission it, and curate it for you. Not even our company, Stace, just a totally different line of business.
Yeah, totally.
To that being said, I fly to Puerto Rico in a couple of days to go to an event held by our partner Angel AI, and together we've created Angel Twin. Angel AI is a personal finance AI, helps you get a mortgage, helps you get your credit repaired, eventually helps you do your taxes. Real estate agents are using it. They're part of a much bigger deca-billion-dollar assets under management company. So we're excited to go down there. These are the derivative businesses that are being created from this innovation. Like you have the internet, when you had the internet, now you can create a bookstore. Now you can create a pet food company. Now you can create whatever you want. Twin is this platform protocol that is allowing this to happen. So we have the Angel Twin happening. We have the virtual assistant industry solution happening. We have the digital Deepak happening. Derivative of that, I Am Infinite. Import your real-time wearable data so you can get health advice and have that over time. So it's really, really interesting where this is taking us, and the business people that are stepping up to say, well, I'm going to create a business around this.
Absolutely. I mean, most people were onboarding and curating their AI twins want to help their whole communities and have business ideas around how to implement this kind of technology to revolutionize their industry. So I think there's two layers there, because some people listening may hear that and say, well, I don't necessarily want to do that. I just want to be able to have more time with my family or focus on something else that I'm passionate about. So the protocol really can meet you where you are. And yeah, that's what excites me about, if you're accessing an AI twin, you are training your vault. So the easiest way to get started with Twin Protocol is really just exploring what AI twins can do right now, what you can learn.
Yeah.
And that's square one.
Yeah. If you, and we hear every so often, oh, I think I've seen something like this with an avatar, or I've seen where there's an assistant. What you've seen is apps that will connect to our vault in order to train our vault. That's what you've seen, our front ends and the investment put behind those to train a vault for individuals. That's what's different here. It's Twin Protocol. And of course, we're super aligned with SingularityNet. Dr. Ben Gertzel's our chief science advisor. We're leveraging the AI from SingularityNet. We're part of the Artificial Superintelligence Alliance, which is one of the highest value tokens in AI today. And decentralization is our mantra. You own your data. Here's your vault. Streams of data coming in from you from anywhere that you have in life. We're working to get your wearables involved, your apps involved, your thought leaders involved. So it's a really important differentiator for us that we're working to empower you to be ready for this AI wave and your business.
Yeah, I love that. And we're almost at time. We answered a couple of questions. I know. Well, we were talking about future versions and iterations of the show. We will be showing some AI twins. We do have some special guests. So we wanted to warm this up with sharing a lot of internal updates, but we're so lucky to have partners and twins who are best in class in their industries, best in class with their companies, best in class humans who just have creative ways that they're wanting to use Twin Protocol. So we're definitely going to not just talk, Bill, we're going to show and also invite and bring some other people on very soon. So stay tuned for those announcements and surprise guests as well.
I say that jokingly and lovely, Stacey. Obviously, there's a lot of good things that we're able to curate a lot of thoughts about and fears of people on AI out front, and we're able to share that with you. And just to go back to that question of what gets you hyped, is we really are excited about helping good people spread the word of their own word through AI. So I think that you're going to see some of those people soon, and we're happy to kind of share the words and visions we hear every week here in this update.
Totally. And I think just with the state of the world and events just in every continent, people like this idea of hope with AI and hope with building your future and being the architect of your destiny and future. That's what we're about. At the end of the day, that's the game changer with AI. You can do so much that we've never, like as humans, been able to do with augmented intelligence, essentially. So we want to support and help and solve real problems that are existing in the world. So that gets us up every day and gets us, that energy has attracted amazing opportunities for everyone. And our team is amazing. You'll also be able to meet some of the other team members from Twin Protocol and product and marketing and ops and customer success, which will be really fun to share.
Thank you for saying team. When we say we're representing the dozens of people that work with us here, our partners, our advisors, our team members. You'll meet some of them. We represent them. So thanks for bringing that up.
Of course. All right. Here we are at the end of the show. We'll get to some of the other questions. Thank you for tuning in live, or if you're listening to this later, we will answer more questions and we fuel some others. So thank you for coming into our orbit, to use one of the comments that just came in. Very grateful to have you here, and a lot more to come for everyone.
Twinning.